Hello there, boys and girls. It's your old buddy Don back with you. Don with his friend Elmer the Reckless Remote. Back to do another video just for fun. Give me something to do. Not like I don't have anything to do. I just felt like making a video. So, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video called Photographs. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you go back and look at it. What I'm talking about now will make more sense if you've seen that video. But that video is it's a bunch of pictures that Amy gave me that she was going to throw away. She wanted to make sure they weren't mine first. She doesn't know where they came from or who they're out. Most of them don't have anything written on the back. I still have a bunch of these pictures left. And it made me think, you know, I worked as a long time doing repair work at people's houses. Home repair and maintenance. Light switches, ceiling fans, garbage disposals, doors, windows, drywall, trim work, flooring, you name it. And one of the things that I noticed, first of all, one thing that I noticed that's very important to put in here is I noticed that if the homeowner had a dog, they were typically very nice people. Which I thought was interesting. People who had dogs just seemed to be nicer people. Anyway, one of the things that I noticed was that the age of the couple, the age of the homeowner, would obviously depend on the decor. Or the decor, I got that backwards. The decor in the home would depend on the age of the homeowner. And one of the things that older people were much more likely to have, as a matter of fact, for the most part, I don't think younger people had hardly any. Maybe a couple sitting on a bookshelf of a weekend in Mexico on their honeymoon or something. But in the hallway of all the older people's houses, the hallway was just plastered with family pictures. And the bookshelves in the living room are just plastered with family pictures. And in the spare bedrooms and everywhere was plastered with photographs, regular photographs of family pictures. Some of them sitting down, you know, you pay the photographer to take a family picture, a portrait. Some of them just pictures that were taken and developed, and actually they used to be given as gifts sometimes. Sometimes people would give you the gift of, here's a certificate, go get a picture at the studio. And the younger people didn't have those pictures all over the walls. They didn't have those. This is what I call a hard copy of a picture, okay? This one's got writing on it. September 17th, 1974. Yeah. I have no idea who they are. That one's got writing on it. September 17th, 1974. Anyway, these are what I call hard copies of pictures. These are pictures that they took with a camera, took the film down, got it developed, and then put it in a frame and hung it on the wall. And those pictures are critically important. It's one of the reasons you can't throw them away. Those pictures are critically important because they are most likely going to last a lot longer than the electronic pictures will. Now, you may say, oh, but electronic pictures, they're on disc, they're on whatever, you can read them. Think about how technology changes. Think about how what's available to you changes. The computer system that I have, which I've had now for a while, to tell you the truth, it really surprises me that it supports the editing program. Matter of fact, the editing program runs a little slow sometimes. I think it's because my computer system is teetering on the edge of not being able to support it. And I do close every other thing on the computer I have open whenever I'm using it to try to help it through. Anyway, my computer, the computer system that I have, doesn't have a place to put a CD in it anymore. Used to be you could, everything you bought came on a CD, right? You bought a printer, it came with a CD. Now I think printers are done online. So all these pictures that you have, I've got a couple of CDs over there of pictures from my motorcycle trip in 2009 that my daughter had. She even had them put in a book. I have a book, a picture book, which I thought was real nice of her. I got to get those out and go through that one day. I wrote a book about that too. Sooner or later, I've got to make that book available. But anyhow, the medium by which you can access those pictures that are on disc or that are on one of these things. I don't know what these things are called. I don't remember. Giga Stick or something. Plugs in. This is, believe it or not, on this little thing is a good portion of the work orders from my business. I wanted to get them off to free up the memory, free up the space in the computer. Anyway, so you may say, well, the pictures are going to last forever because they're electronic copies. The medium by which you view the pictures may not be there. And whatever pictures I have inside this camera, for that matter, whatever pictures, whatever videos I do with this camera, are not available for viewing of other people, are not readily available. You're not just going to walk through my house and find these pictures. This room that I'm in has some pictures on the wall. For the most part, they're not pictures on the wall here. They're things, you know. There are some pictures, but for the most part, they're things. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. You get a telephone, you take a picture, you look at the picture, oh my God, that's really nice. You don't go through the expense. First of all, printing it off on your computer will cost you a fortune. Second of all, it's just on paper, so it's not really a very good copy. And I mean, I'm sure there are some printers out there that will make some super nice photographs. You know, you can get photograph paper, but it ain't the same. So the tradition of having pictures, family pictures on the walls is going away. It's not going to be around. I would say it's not going to be around much longer, and I really kind of hate to say that. I don't want to say that, but it's already gone. Or I mean, I noticed it. So look around your house. You know, if you're not a boomer. Look around your house and see what pictures you have posted. You got a picture of mom and dad up there? I do. I got pictures of my mom and dad, pictures of my kids. Not as many as I should have, but because I'm right in that transitional era. And I will say, digital pictures are a heck of a lot easier to deal with, because you can just go click, 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 and just shoot away. And if you don't like the picture, you just delete it. And you don't have to wait for it to be developed to see not only how it came out, but to see if it came out. Used to be, you sent the film off and you went back a week later and got it. Then came the photomat. Some of the photomats offered a one-day service, 24-hour service. Then came 1 hour photo, where you could take your film in somewhere, and they had this big machine, and it would develop the film and print the pictures, and you'd literally have them in an hour. And then, of course, came along digital pictures. So all those people, all that stuff, all those inventions, all those people that did it, all the machines, all the chemicals, all went away. They were no longer needed. The world evolved. It's like I was saying in the last video that I made. The last video that I made is called Soundtracks. I was talking in soundtracks about how things happen in the world. Inventions get made up, and they change the world. There's a like at the first invention of the automobile. If you made buggy wheels or buggies, period, you were real quick going to be out of a job. There's no such thing, I don't think, as typewriters anymore since computers came around. Typewriters are gone. Boy, isn't a word processor a wonderful thing to have? As a matter of fact, word processors. There used to be a thing called a word processor, and it's not even called that anymore. It's just, it's Word on your computer. So those pictures hanging on the wall are very important. They're not going to be around forever. In fact, they're already pretty much gone. And the ways by which you access your electronic, like I've got a couple of old laptops over there. I have a story that I wrote. I used to like to write stories. I have a story that I wrote. There's two of them, actually. One of them is in my old Gateway, which I still have, which has Windows 95. I used to play Free Cell on there. That Windows 95 has the best version of Free Cell, because you can choose the game that you're going to play. You can choose the game you're going to play, and they're numbered 1 through 32,000 or 1 through 36,000. And so say there's a way to beat everyone. I got up to around 11,000 and some, and there's one that I've been trying to get past for years. I cheated. I went on the internet to see if there was a way to do it. It says there is no way to do it. I don't tend to necessarily believe that, but I can't even try playing anymore because I'd have to I can't play that old version. You can't play the old version of Free Cell anymore, to my knowledge. So I'd have to set the gateway up to be able to do it. So I have a story in there that I wrote that I can't get out because for some reason, everything has to be password protected, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember. I don't have a clue what the username or password was for some of the stuff on that computer, and there's no way for me to find out. I wish there was a way for me to find out. There's no way for me to find out. And I have a Dell laptop. It was the first laptop I ever bought. It has another story in it that I wrote, which is a very interesting, true. In fact, both of those stories are true. It's much more fun to write about true things. It's easier to me. You don't have to make it up. But that first laptop I still have sitting over there, that it has the same situation. It's got a story in it that I wrote that I would really like to get out of there. I may have a printed copy somewhere. I'm funny about printing copies of everything off and saving it in case I can't find it, but I can't find any printed copy. So I keep the computer in case one day I'll get opportunity to figure it out. Neither of them can be hooked up to the internet anymore because they don't have capacity to be able to handle it. So they're both boat anchors, but they had my stories in them. Anyway, I just figured I'd stop in and make a little story just for fun. It's we don't spend the time talking that we used to spend. Just talking. There's a lot of editing and a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff like that goes on. There's going to be edits in this video because there's coughs and sneezes and hiccups and interruptions that take place during the recording. And rather than stop it and start over again, which is what I used to have to do, or just leave it in there, I used to have to do part 1, part 2, part 3. If a fly came in the room or I coughed or sneezed or hiccuped, I used to have to either start again or I had no way to no way to do it. I edited with the pause button a little bit, but that doesn't work too well sitting here like this because the pause button's way out there. So anyhow, I enjoy sitting down talking to you. I enjoy hearing back from you, and I hope that everything goes well. Don with Adventures of the Broken Retired, hoping that you have an absolutely wonderful day. I hope everything goes very, very well for you, and I certainly appreciate you stopping in. Thank you.